Are you scaring away tech talent? You know how bad you need that developer. You're looking for that unicorn, but you can't seem to find him. I hate to break it to you, but there might be something you're doing to actively scare away the people you absolutely need to hire. Look, if you take one thing away from this video, period, you can turn it off after this and you will be better off. Less is more. Talented technical experts have options. In fact, they're receiving 5+ messages a day from recruiters on any given day. I'm probably one of them. So you need to be quick. Now, I know what you're thinking. If they really want to work at this company, they're willing to jump through the hoops. Hoops are good. That shows who's committed. Yeah, in theory. But you need to be strategic about what hoops you're giving them. Don't send cultural assessments, code challenges, long applications before speaking to someone. Cut the fat. I'll come back to the code challenges in just a minute because these are very important. Streamline who exactly needs to be involved in this process. Here's a great rule of thumb. Each interview should be screening for something a little bit different. Your first interview, your recruiter should be just basically looking to check the boxes. Does this person fit? You should have a technical interview, maybe 2. And finally, the cultural fit or senior leadership checking, giving them the final test. But make sure that each of your interviews, each of your steps in the interview process are accomplishing a different goal and are not repetitive. Now, on the topic of code challenges, this is something I hear about quite a bit from developers. They're very time consuming and they can be a big red flag if not used properly. Don't send the code challenge without having a conversation. If you're expecting somebody to invest 4, 5, 10 hours in your interview process, you at least need to show them you're invested, you're serious about bringing them on board, or looking at them seriously as a candidate. The type of code challenge that you use is very important. So not to name any names, but there's a very popular code challenge called HackerRank. In essence, it's asking questions that someone who just graduated from a computer science degree is better suited to answer than a mid to senior level developer. You should be looking at and measuring what skills will they be using on the job on a day-to-day basis. And that's where your code challenge comes in. The first thing somebody's going to see when they're looking at this opportunity is the job description. What are they going to be doing on a day-to-day basis? What's unique about this opportunity? Why would somebody want to work there? You need to do a little bit of selling here. Make this sound like something that somebody would want to read. And don't be too crazy with your requirements. This should just give somebody an idea as to what the required skills would be. So you're getting a good flow. You're not scaring people off, but you're also filtering enough so people aren't applying if their skills are completely unrelated. Make sure your recruiters are informed. This first conversation is going to be the first look somebody has at your company. So if you have an internal recruiter that's maybe a jack of all trades, make sure that they have a thorough understanding of the technical environment, the required skills, and they're not just reading off a job description, because the developer is going to be able to hear that right away, and it's a big red flag. On the flip side, if you're using an external recruiter or an agency, and they're not asking you or committing to a thorough onboarding call with you before they start screening candidates, I can guarantee you they're getting on that call. The developers, the tech talent are asking them a bunch of questions that they don't have the answers to. And you're losing a lot of people that way. If you're looking for a unicorn and you're paying them like a donkey, you're not going to do very well. Now, I understand some companies are not going to have the budgets to pay what Facebook or Google are paying. So you have to work with what you have. Play to your strengths. A lot of people would rather work at a startup than a Facebook or Google, so that's good. But also, you may have to sacrifice. You may have to train more. You may have to hire somebody who has the intangibles and the ability and the interest and the passion to learn new frameworks, but hasn't necessarily been exposed to them, as opposed to expecting that you're going to land this perfect developer to have all these skills hitting the ground running. You need to have a thorough understanding of what people in your market are paying and adjust your rates as much as you possibly can. And you need to keep up with the times as to what software engineers want. People want an opportunity to work remote. People want an opportunity to work with the latest and greatest technologies. So as much as you can do to make your company and your day-to-day appealing, this will go a long way. Well, I hope this video was helpful. We'll be putting out more of these, so please give the YouTube channel a subscribe. This has been Brian Lee, Lion's Eye Recruiting. Happy hunting.